Okay, so these are the items that we are going to be using today. Right here, we have a flat swag. We have Merry Christmas navy blue and silver ribbon. We have 3 picks, 1 regular white pick, and then these 2 ones have light blue um, flowers on the end. And then we have 100 light set of LED cool fairy lights. And we have a old bow that I used as a Christmas topper for my 2021 Christmas. So these are all the things we're going to use, and let's get to the video. So this is what a swag normally looks like. It's really much more fuller when you get a really good one. This one is kind of like one-dimensional. It's a branch on each side. But just because it looks like that does not mean you have to keep it like that. And I'm going to show you how to change that. So stay tuned. Oh, I forgot to let you guys know that we will be adding our weeping darling also. I had totally forgot. We're going to put some of this in there too. So we're going to start off by separating our garland, our swag. I went one, what is it? 1/4 of the way, because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 4 quarters. So yeah, I think that's 1/4. I'm not good at math. And I separated here. I put these branches upward here. And when you get your swag, well, this one, it has a loop on the back here where you can hang it. So that's how you tell what's the top and the bottom. So hopefully they all have that. I'm not really sure if they do, but you can check and see if yours have it. This is just a swag I had ordered off of Wayfair, and it was fairly cheap. I think it was about 2 for $30 or something like that. So then you have these ones at the bottom, and we're going to separate these also and fluff them out and have them pointing downwards. But we will have them sticking out just a little bit. We don't want to directly point them all, flat down. So there we have it all fluffed out. And now I'm going to go in with the old bow I had from 2021 Christmas, I believe it was. I think I used it on 2021 and 2022. This ribbon I had bought from Family Dollar. It was a pre-made bow, and I bought 2 of them and I had put it at the top of my Christmas tree. And I saved it when I took all my decorations down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fluff out these spaces on these loops, I'm gonna fluff these out, and I'm gonna put this bow right where that separation is on our swag from the top and the bottom. And these already have like little twist ties on the back, so I'm just going to use that to my advantage. And I'm going to stick it right on there and tie it to the back.
Alright.
Now the next step is we're going to go in, we're going to separate this to the side, and we're going to add in a piece of our weeping garland. Now this is going to only be on the bottom, and it's going to run down the center of the bottom. So let's get it separated because it comes kind of stick together because it's been packaged. We're going to measure it and see how much we need. And it just makes the look much more fuller for what I'm going for.
I think that's good. We're going to cut it right there. Let me go ahead and get a pair of scissors. Handy dandy wire cutters.
Now what we're going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of wire and fasten that in. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our piece of wire. I'm going to take out a small amount. Snip it. And proceed to tie it to the back. Perfect. So our next step is to make another bow with our navy blue Christmas ribbon. I might as well just show you guys how I made the bow. Go ahead. If you don't know how to make a bow the first time, do pay attention. So we're going to make our first loop, which will be a very small loop. Crinkle it up. This is the little tail that's going to be left out. And I just crinkled it up like this. Boop. And then you'll make your first loop by pulling that back to your crinkled part, and you'll pinch, and then you'll have this long strand in the back, which you will twist at the back so you can put the pretty side on the outside. And then you'll bring it right on back and try to make the loops the same sides, and you'll crinkle it down, and you'll then again twist in the back, and you'll try to make the loops that's going in the back a little bit smaller than the loops that are in the front of it. So we'll make that a little bit more bigger. Crinkle it down, and then we'll twist again to put the pretty side on the outside, and we'll bring that back loop right on back and try to make the loop in the back even also. And then you will twist again in the back to put your pretty side on the outside. And there, you have a bow. So then you'll wrap wire around that. Let me get a piece of wire.
I'm going to make this piece of wire a little bit longer because I want it to fully wrap around the complete back and have a little bit left over. Pinch it very tightly and then twist. So there you have your bow. Isn't that pretty?
So we're gonna cut this so they can be even. Get my scissors. Now you can do any type of cut that you want. If you want to do a fishtail, you'll fold it by the back pieces and you will cut downward towards the wire that's in the back pieces. You'll cut down towards that and it'll give you the V shape, or you can just do a diagonal slice. I'm just gonna leave them like this for now. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to add another ribbon in between the blue that's going to sit right here in the middle. Place that right here, and we're gonna fasten that to the stock of the swag. So we're gonna open it up in the back like this, do a V opening and go right on in. We're gonna try, let me see if I can separate this out of the way to get it directly. I'm gonna smash the bow down for right now. Trying to get it directly, very, very close to the center of this bow here, but it'll kind of be a little bit under it instead of directly in the center.
And then we will twist it on the back end to secure it. And then fluff our bows out. We'll reflect this later on. Okay, we have the fluff. And then we'll add in our silver ribbon right into the middle of that. So since we got these ones longer, we can go around the top of this bow here and bring it down. We just went around the top of the navy bow and we wrapped it around the top part and brought the twisty part down under. I'm just going to twist that, secure it, and we'll go back to fluffing. And we can pull this down into the middle part. And then we'll go back and fluff out our silver bows as much as possible. It's a lot of layering, so it will flatten out a little bit, but that's okay. For me, I like the flattened look. I even did a little bit of the flattened look on my pre-wrapped presents under the tree. And it kind of happens with the less expensive ribbon and the sheer ribbons, because the sheer doesn't have really much stability. But I'm going to pull it out and fluff it as much as possible. Give it more dimension. So then what do we do with these pieces here? I like to curl them, and the way I do that is I use a Sharpie marker. Give me a moment. Sharpie marker, and I just roll it up the Sharpie marker like that, and then you have a pretty curl, and you just pull it down and make it as long as you want to. Brilliant. Then we'll do the other side here. Then you have a pretty curl ribbon. And we have all that fluffed out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add our 3 picks to the top piece. So we're going to put this one in the middle here. That goes right in the middle. And these 2 will go on the side. Yeah, then we have that all set and done. Now, I totally forgot we have to add on our lights. So how I did it was, let's get these tails moved into the middle of the bow. Get those out the way. And so I have 100 strands of fairy lights, right? So I took the very top and I stationed that. The battery pack. Well, first let's get some batteries to make sure they work. Got batteries. Okay, they work. So turn it back on. So take the battery pack part and I put it at the very top here. And I'm going to use a piece of pipe cleaner, just a small piece. And I'm going to thread it through the hole here. And I'm going to fasten it to the loop at the top of the swag. Okay, so we have that on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to literally wrap this around. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do 2 wraps around this way. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 wraps around this way, and then I'm going to zigzag it kind of down, but we're going to leave a lot of the lights at the bottom to hang, because we need those lights to wrap around the icicles. So let's go ahead and wrap and tuck. We're not going to tuck it deeply though, because we want the lights to kind of hover over the top of the swag. Because if you put them down deep, it won't be very bright. And this is only 100 set, so maybe with a 200 set we can go deep, and then we'll also be able to go on the outside and let them hover also. But I'm just going to go through and just let them hover and put like just a few, just wrap it around like the stalk of a few of the stems. smaller loop. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean by having it hover over the swag, because I'm not pushing them deep into it, and it's going to probably look a little silly. Once you look at it, you have all these wires just, hovering over the top, but I promise you guys, once you hang them up, you will not really see the wires, because the wires are very, very thin. So let's pull these out now. And now we're going to do a very big zigzag motion, side to side. And I'm trying to fairly really light the bottom half mostly, because that's where the icicles are going to be. And I want the icicles to have a glow to them. Okay, so we have our swag, and then we have our extra hanging at the bottom. Let me turn this on and see how it looks lit. Perfect. So now we will go and we will finally hang it, and then we'll add our icicles to it, and then we will wrap the icicles with the leftover extra fairy lights.
Okay, so we have 3 different styles of icicles that I'm going to use. This first one here is an icicle I recently bought from At Home. I think this is such a creative, beautiful icicle, and I can't wait to use them next year. This one here is another one we have, and I bought this off of Wayfair, I believe. And then I have these little blue ones, which are from Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add wire to the tops of each one of these as a hook to wrap around the ends of the garland. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to put my larger ornaments, my larger icicles at the bottom. And I'm going to start off by putting one directly in the center. And I'm just going to wrap that extra piece of wire hanging out around one of the stems in the tree. And there. Have my first ornament on. And then I'm going to do another large one. And I'll do this one a little bit further to the back side, because you want it to have a little bit of dimension. So we have our large ones at the bottom. Then we have all our medium ones a little bit higher. So now, this is what makes the icicles look lit up. I take the extra fairy lights that I had hanging at the bottom, and I'll go in and I'll wrap them around only the large icicles. So I'll do a loose wrap down like that, and then I'll do another loose wrap up. You don't want to wrap it too tightly because you want to make sure you have enough, because we have to do the other icicles also. So we're going to wrap it back up. And we're going to make sure this is loose. We're going to have a little lack. It's going to be like a little loop kind of, so that they don't kind of pull together when you move to the next icicle. So we're going to wrap down this one. And then we're going to loosely wrap back up. So much better with the lights out. So I'm gonna show you guys a clip of what it looks like at nighttime. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the tree. So I have my fairy lights. I have the 100, I believe 100 lights or 100 feet, something like that. And I'm going to wrap them around, starting from the top of the tree and all the way down to the bottom of the tree. So we're gonna start at the top. Let me turn these on. Okay. Start from the top and wrap down. Now, to make this easier, you want to make sure you keep your wires untangled, and that'll help the process go much faster. And I'm going to create a big, kind of an oval shape. I'm trying to make an oval shape. You gotta try to keep them untangled. It's a little hard. Just these wires go everywhere. So make a big oval shape, because this is gonna sit under the fox and the penguin. Then we're going to get a little piece of wire, or matter of fact, a little piece of pipe cleaner. We're gonna snip it, 2 pieces, 2 small pieces of pipe cleaner, and we're gonna tie them all together. And then we're gonna set it in the way that we want it to lay. So I want this to lay this way. You can also tape it down if you want to, but I'm not gonna tape it down. I'm going to take a sheet of snow. I think you can get this at Target. It's just a regular sheet of fake snow. I'm gonna stretch it slightly all around to get it a little bit looser. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it on top of the lights. And I mainly do this in the front because I want to make sure the lights are more so covered up in the front than the back. And then I take a good amount of snow, I guess cotton stuffing, and I'll spread it out and lay it on top of that sheet of snow.
A little bit in the back.
Now I'm allow my penguin, since it is acrylic, to sit on top, and that kind of lights up the penguin just a little bit. Isn't that cool? Lights up the penguin, even though the penguin does light up, it's not giving me the color I want in lights. It just gives me a bright white light, whereas though I want it to be more on the bluish color. So I'm gonna sit that right here on top, and then you take your little fox and sit him the way you want him to sit, him or her, whatever you want it to be. And boom, you are now all done. This tree was from at home, the penguin was from at home, and I got the fox in the fake snow from Amazon.